it's an accidental vagabond, and I'm here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I am at the Frederick Meijer at the Frederick Meijer Garden and Sculpture Park, and I'm about to go in and check out this beautiful garden and see all these really famous sculptures. So why don't you come along and join me? Welcome to An Accidental Vagabond, where we explore the mosaic of our unexpected journeys. This is episode 7 from our 2024 U.S. road trip, the Frederick Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park. If you enjoy this content, follow the links in the description for more videos. Like, subscribe, and comment for future content and help this channel grow. It was a cloudy summer day in Grand Rapids, Michigan, when I went to the Frederick Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park with my friend Mel from Picnicult. I didn't know what to expect, but I was excited to spend time with my friend who I hadn't seen for nearly 5 years, and she insisted it was a Grand Rapids must-see. The Frederick Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park is a 158-acre wonderland of art and nature, and it is rated the best sculpture park in America and one of the most visited museums in the world. And with over 200 masterworks to see, let's dive into the story behind this incredible place. There are 5 indoor-themed gardens, there's outdoor gardens and nature trails. There's the Japanese garden, which is 8 acres, and a children's garden, which is 5 acres, and there's also Michigan's largest tropical conservatory. There are over 180 masterworks spread throughout the park. And although I really do like sculptures, in fact, they're some of my favorite things to see in museums, I really don't know much about the artists. In fact, out of the 180, I only knew 9 of the artists.
By Nina Akamu, inspired by a monumental equine sculpture first envisioned by Leonardo da Vinci. The 15-inch version here was created specifically to be touched. Touch the horse. Oh. Feel the details of this horse. Then imagine it 20 times larger to understand the scale of the American horse, located 98 feet in front of you. Find the upraised front hoof here and compare it to the size of the upraised front hoof of the American horse. The 8-foot horse behind you If you are from Michigan, you most likely already know the Meijer name. But if you are an out-of-towner like me, then you may be hearing this family name for the first time. Frederick Meijer made his billions in the superstore grocery industry. Meijer, spelled M-E-I-J-E-R, not to be confused with the other grocery mogul Fred Meijer, spelled M-E-Y-E-R, of Portland, Oregon, was at the time of his death in 2011 the 60th richest person in America. Didn't even break the top 50. Were you always into wildflowers, wild plants? Yeah, always into plants. I didn't realize the sleepwalker.
Kiki said there's
This is almost creepy.
It's awesome. I love creepy.
Jokes aside, 60th riches is not a bad placement out of a population of millions. Frederick Meijer did pretty well for himself. Born in Greenville, Michigan in 1919 to parents who immigrated to America from the Netherlands, Frederick began working with his father at the age of 14 when they started the Meijer Northside Grocery in Greenville. In 1962, he and his father founded Meijer's Thrifty Acres. In 1964, he inherited the company after his father's passing. He handed the company to his own sons in 1990, although he remained on as the chairman until his death. Now, you can't talk about this park without mentioning Leah Meijer, Frederick's wife. Lena Rader was the daughter of farmers and was once a cashier in one of the Meijer stores. She was instrumental in the development of the park. In fact, Lena's name graces 4 areas: the Victorian Garden, the Tropical Conservatory, and the Michigan Farm Garden, which is supposed to be based on the farm where Lena grew up. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the farm. Interesting fact, Lena lived to be 102 years old. What started as a place for Frederick Meijer to share his large personal collection of sculptures, mostly by Marshall Frederick, expanded into a world-class collection of works from the 19th century to present in 1999 when the park acquired Auguste Rodin's Eve. With as much love and affection that Frederick and Lena Meijer put into the park with Frederick's sculptures and Lena's flowers, the park wasn't their idea. In the 1980s, the West Michigan Horticultural Society wanted to create a botanical garden and conservatory. The Meijers were approached as early as 1986 by a member of the society who requested, as a donation, a parcel of the Meijers' land. Now, this land, which was native wetlands, was originally slotted for a new superstore, but luckily for the Horticultural Society, us, and the Natural Habitat, Meijer donated 70.71 acres for the new garden. This donation was made in 1991. Earl Holton, the former president of Meijer Incorporated and who passed away in May of this year, led a $13 million campaign to raise funds and develop the park. You can find his name and his wife Donna Lee's name on the Arid Garden Conservatory seen at the beginning of this video. The park opened to the public in 1995. Renovations and expansions began in 2017, and under those expansions, the park acquired the Welcome Center, cafe, gift shop, and education center. According to the Frederick Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park website, the permanent collection focuses on the leading masters and art historical movements of the modern and contemporary periods, and you can learn about each artist by following the link in the description below. I would like to try to catch you up with what you are viewing visually. We are in an area called the Waterfalls, which I'm sure you can hear in the background. We first entered through the Welcome Center, passing the Tassel-Weisner-Batral English Perennial Gardens. The first interior space we entered was the Earl and Donna Lee Holton Arid Garden, and I had mentioned that Earl Holton had raised $13 million to fund building the park. We then passed into the Kenneth E. Nelson Carnivorous Plant House, and then into the Lena Meijer Tropical Conservatory. Wait, go again! From the Tropical Conservatory, we headed outside. Our first destination was the De Vos Van Andel Piazza, and then we headed towards the Cultural Commons and walked around the Grove, into the Hollow, and then into the Harvey Lemon Sculptural Gallery, then onto the waterfalls, and then the Glen, the Thicket, and Nature's Niches. Which brings us here to the Dean Wildflower Meadow. Here you can experience a variety of Michigan native prairie wildflowers and prairie grasses.
Oh, that bird just pooped.
Oh. Oh. If you come to Grand Rapids, you have to come here. It's just stunning.
We crossed over the Dean Wildflower Meadow back towards Nina Akamu's The American Horse, and then headed into the Lena Meijer Children's Garden.
What? I swear there's a bonsai set. We didn't go to the Japanese garden area. We have to go to the Japanese part. I can't believe we missed that. How did that happen?
Because we got wrapped up in everything else.
Oh my god.
How?
All right, let's get over to the Japanese.
Okay.
Now, I gotta be honest. I am a member of the No Good Billionaires tribe, as I feel that for every beautiful park built by the wealthy, there's 10 habitats and environments destroyed or exploited by corporate or capitalist ambitions and, let's be honest, greed. And I don't always think the parks were intended for the working classes. However, Frederick and Lena both came from humble beginnings, and surprisingly enough, Frederick Meijer was raised by an anarchist and a socialist. That's a really interesting story. But there is a family name here that is on one of the park areas that I'm not a big fan of, but it is what it is. Okay, that's the end of my little soapbox political tangent. Let's get back to the park. What you see now is the Lena Meijer's Children's Park. And we are walking on the woodland boardwalk, heading towards the Treehouse Village. Lena Meijer's Children's Park is one of the largest and most interactive children's gardens in the country. This park is 5 acres of childhood fun and exploration, from the woodland boardwalk to the treehouse to the log cabin, and the Kids Sense Garden, where the plants are sensory, meaning that you can smell them and feel them.
I'm gonna get me and the kitty.
Appear to be relaxing, waiting for a friend. How do you relax? How do you pretend?
Ooh, look, a tree house.
Yes!
That is so cool.
Fruit!
Spiders eat fruit?
Yes! I suspected it. I kept seeing this. Ready?
Ready.
Who lives here?
Oh!
Photographed at all times. Garden, the Pioneer Garden or whatever, Pioneer Farmhouse.
So the kids' garden's really big, huh?
I guess.
Kids have it so cool.
Fun things to get to play on. These are little.
The Japanese garden is 8 acres of serene tranquility. It was designed by master designer Hoichi Kurisu. The Japanese structures are authentic, and there are 100 of hand-selected boulders that are intentionally placed throughout the garden. You can also find 7 contemporary sculptures in this portion of the park. And here we are crossing Yatsuhashi's zigzag bridge over a beautiful, reflective lake. As I mentioned earlier in this video, we never made it to the Lena Meijer, Michigan farm, and in fact there are a few other areas that we didn't really get to see. When we finished with the Japanese garden, we entered one more area to look for the sculpture of one of my favorite artists.
Oh, yep.
There it is, straight ahead.
Yeah. There he is. Dega. There you are.
That's so appropriate.
Oh, hey, Amy. Okay, and that's it for our visit to the Frederick Meijer Garden and Sculpture Park in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So if you ever find yourself in Grand Rapids, you have to come to this beautiful garden and sculpture park. It was amazing, and we spent 4.5 hours here, so it is a full day exhibit and visit. So I hope you can make it. Okay.